Well, this story just hit the wire. This one's a fresh one. Did you read this yet, Jimmy?
If it's the one that starts Mac, you bet I did, and I love it.
It's fresh and it's fresh.
And it's hot.
Now,
Oh, my goodness.
this Mackenzie Phillips.
Yeah.
Now, the older audience that we have, they absolutely know who Mackenzie Phillips is.
Yeah.
The younger folks, maybe not so much. But she was on a little show called One Day at a Time
Yeah.
as the ugly sister.
The ugly sister.
She was ugly. She was always ugly. She'll always be ugly. She is an ugly broad.
As opposed to, oh, there it is. Oh, look, Schneider. He's got his cigarettes rolled up in his sleeve.
Yeah, and his propofol in a hanky, apparently.
So Mackenzie Phillips was in One Day at a Time. And her father's one of the mamas and the papas. I guess he would be a papa.
He would be a papa. Papa John Phillips.
Papa John Phillips, if you might recall.
Yes.
What's some of those songs by the mamas and the papas?
Monday.
What was the big one? I can't remember. Oh, California Dreamin'.
California Dreamin'.
What else? Give me a little mamas and the papas there, Travis. There you go.
See? All the leaves are brown. Sky is gray.
All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray.
And the sky is gray.
That chicken there, not Mama Cass Elliott. Who's the other one?
Oh, Michelle
Phillips.
Phillips, right.
In the old days, like the album cover days.
She was hot.
Yeah, she was
really
like
hot.
Hot, hippie chick looking, fucking.
But then again, standing next to the big mama there, Mama Cass.
Mama Cass Elliott.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, yeah, look at that.
She was hot.
You know, she just had a big, hairy, out-of-control bush.
Oh, that muff must have
just
been
smoking
giant.
pot and giving up her vag for all the hippies.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Where's a color picture of her? Anything?
Then she got kind of like icy cold looking as she got older. You notice that?
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like the little hippie look.
Oh, yeah. She had a beret because she was fighting some evil man.
Man, she was in some kind of an underground movement, man.
You know, she just grew in her armpit hair. It didn't matter, though.
Big fat Mama Cass Elliott.
Anyway, you know the players. So you got Mackenzie Phillips, the daughter of John Phillips from the Mamas and the Papas, and, of course, Mackenzie Phillips from One Day at a Time. Well, here we go. Mackenzie Phillips is quoted saying this: "I slept with my own father."
Oh, my goodness.
Dinner!
Wow.
Yeah, we need some stingers for this story.
Yeah, where the hell's my stinger?
I slept with my father, Mackenzie Phillips is saying. Don't hate my father, Mackenzie Phillips tells People magazine. But in a tell-all book out Wednesday, the former childhood actress reveals that her dad, musician John Phillips of the 60s band The Mamas and the Papas, engaged with her in a long-term incestuous relationship.
Long-term?
What the fuck?
Wow.
Phillips, 49, who has survived drug addiction, arrest, and divorce, writes in the book High on Arrival that she was already a star playing a boy-crazy teen on the TV sitcom One Day at a Time when her father had sex with her on the night before she was to marry.
Wow.
What the?
I love Pop Style.
Pop Style sucks.
No, it's great. It's like, well, you see if you want to give this up.
You leave the daughter alone the day before she's getting married.
What is he, one of those ancient lords that had to come by and fucking bang the chick?
Oh, the Mamas and the Caligulas.
God damn.
Wow. On the eve of my wedding, my father showed up, determined to stop it, writes Phillips, who was 19 and a heavy drug user at the time. I had tons of pills, And Dad had tons of everything, too. Eventually, I passed out on Dad's bed.
Oh.
Should I read more?
Please, go on.
This might get a little naughty. My father was not a man with boundaries. He was full of love, and he was sick with drugs. I woke up that night from a blackout to find myself having sex with my own father. Once again, I woke up that night from a blackout to find myself having sex with my own father.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Did he break a hymen? I hope he didn't break a hymen. It'd be terrible. I know.
Right in the dirty spot.
I know. Not in the freckle. I hope he didn't bang her in a freckle. Stick to the vagina. Keep it all legal. Stick to the vagina. As long as you don't break the hymen.
What the fuck?
Damn, yo.
I guess it explains the drug abuse, huh?
A little bit.
So, yeah, he was a father with no boundaries. Had this happened before? I didn't know. All I could say is it was the first time I was aware of it. Ugh. For a moment, I was in my body in that horrible truth, and then I slid back into a blackout. Phillips' life began to spiral out of control. In 1980, she was fired from One Day at a Time because of her constant drug use. That same year, she went to rehab with her father. Oh, my God.
That's good.
Went to rehab with the problem in her life.
Must have been nice meetings.
She was probably, like, at the meetings, like, screaming, but my daddy's... It's the drugs. You'll come down from this. That's just hallucinations.
Yeah.
And then she has to go back to her room, and the lights go off, and there comes Papa.
Oh, Papa John Phillips.
But he was older. It's weird. Like
comes
she was
calling.
19 when he started having. It's like it's not like she was a little girl. It's like that's what's weird is that he just started banging his teenage daughter.
Well, I guess she's hinting that this might have happened before, the day before her wedding, but she's not sure. This was the first time she was aware, but I think she's hinting that she's got to think that it happened more than one time. She even toured with him in a band called the New Mamas and the Papas. Her sexual relationship with him had become consensual.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know.
Consensual.
Sure.
Ugh. The fuck.
She started liking it in the crapper. I know.
Oh, Jimmy wasn't here for this bit. Oh yeah, that's got a million of them. What is the freckle again? The
freckle
is the ace.
That's the ace.
The ace.
I know.
I was a fragment of a person, and my secret isolated me. She writes. One night, Dad said, we could just run away to a country where no one would look down on us. There are countries where this is an accepted practice. Maybe Fiji.
Yeah.
Move to Fiji so you can have sex with your daughter?
Fiji.
What the fuck? He was completely delusional. No, I thought we're going to go to hell for this. Yeah.
She knew.
The end.
The end.
Wow.
Cute story.
That's a hell of a way to start another radio show, huh?
Jesus H. Christ.
And then she goes to rehab with the guy. That was her only chance to get out of that craziness.
That was, wow, that's a fucked up little story there. Who knew when you're watching One Day at a Time?
Let me say hi to Ken in Texas. Ken, how are you, Ken?
Hey there,
Ken.
Hey, boys,
what's
how
going
y'all
on,
doing,
Ken?
guys?
Good, Ken. What do you got, Ken?
I saw Michelle. Mackenzie being interviewed one time, and she said that Mick Jagger tricked her dad into leaving her apartment he was visiting, and he's the one that popped the cherry, like when she was like 13.
Mick Jagger got a hymen? I know. He blasted right through a hymen. Left her bleeding on the bed, did he? That Mick Jagger. Ain't he something? Did he bang her in the freckle? I know.
Punch it out, boys.
Wasn't she like 14, too? I think she was about 14 when Mick Jagger banged her. Allegedly. I don't know.
I don't think Mick would
Mick's
deny that.
Yeah.
Big didgeridoo, did she, eh? Yeah. Yeah. Broke a woman.
Who enjoys the didgeridoo?
Piked her in the vagina. He did. He piked her in the vagina. Well, was she 10 years old? 10? In the vagina? Mick Jagger?
No, Mick Jagger said he was waiting for this since she was 10 years old.
I know. What the fuck is wrong with Mick?
Man, they got away with a lot of shit in the 60s, huh?
Yeah, you wouldn't even... You can't make that statement.
No, you can't.
Fucking crazy. How's gonna make that statement?
She's 14, and if
Yeah.
that's not bad enough, you go, oh, I've been waiting for this since you were 10. Oh, my God.
But did Mick really think he was showing restraint? You know, I waited through her 11s and 12s.
Yeah, waited all those years.
He's lucky he's a talented motherfucker. So I think we look the other way. Let Mick do whatever he wants, man. You hear, give me shelter? Let this guy fuck whatever he wants.
He waited for like the first little fucking one single hair. That's what Mick was waiting for.
Let me say hi to Jeff in Indianapolis. Jeff.
Good evening.
Hello, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Baby wants to fuck.
Wait, I know that reference. Do you know that reference, Ant?
No.
Oh, fuck. I've heard that before. What's that from, Jeff?
Just a little blue velvet, you know.
Blue
You
Velvet.
fucking, you fucking.
Oh.
Blue Velvet. Thank you, sir.
That's fucked up.
Fiji, well, this is Barrett from Pittsburgh, Anthony. He writes, Fiji travel info shows that it's the home of incest and anal sex. Is this
No,
true? Could we...
It's not on a travel brochure.
It can't be on a...
Is it really?
It can't be on the actual travel brochure, but I think if you dig a little bit.
I know.
Is that what they're bragging about? Come to Fiji?
Wow. Who knew? I thought Fiji was like one of those places you just kind of go there and go on vacation. It's kind of nice.
I don't know. Is Fiji a nice place? For real? I don't know.
I think my mom and Sal went to Fiji.
Uh-oh.
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 Ah.
You're going to have to ask him about Fiji at the big wedding this weekend.
Yeah.
Robin from Detroit.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Is it cold in the D yet, or is it a little too early still?
No, it's damn humid and hot, to tell you the truth.
Well, goddamn.
It's so
Goddamn.
hot in the day.
Hey.
Yeah, the D's got a lot of problems.
No
But
shit.
yeah, I was calling about this Mackenzie Phillips thing. Whether it happened or didn't happen, first of all, he's dead. He can't defend himself. But I think these stars sometimes put this stuff out so that they're the big talk of the town because they're so irrelevant in our lives. And now we're talking about this dumb bitch.
Yeah, but you just come out of nowhere and blast that one out?
Well,
Jeez.
you know what? Again, we don't know if it's true or not, but everyone's going to be talking about it.
Look at you
Well-
denying the victim.
Well, I think she's sick to first of all put that in a book to make some money and some fame for herself. Secondly, if she is just making up to get the fame and a little money in her pocket, that's even sicker.
That is
Either
kinda
way, it's pretty
crazy.
fucking sick.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like something you'd make up, to be honest with you.
No.
You make up a child molesting story, not an adult. Yeah, it was consensual, and then we had a consensual
Yeah.
affair. That's
You would
just
say
too-
that you got touched by some nameless relative that no one, feels like looking up or
I
whatever.
think they were so fucked up on the dope. You know what I mean? The dope.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and
That,
I don't know if
The
it's true or
dragons
not,
told
but
them to do it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that what point is there in putting it in a book? We can't prove it or disprove it.
Well, it's
I
her
just
life.
think-
Hold on, miss. If she's telling you a story about her life,
Right.
you don't need us to disapprove it. I mean, if she wants to tell it in the book, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right, but what benefit is there about telling somebody something like that, especially when the person that she's talking about isn't around to defend themselves or say it's not true when...
Because honestly, let's just say for the sake of argument it's true, then who gives a fuck if he's around to defend himself? If she was having sex with her father and she's writing it in a book, who cares if he's around to defend himself? That's the decision he made when he started to fuck his daughter.
Well, true, and it could be true. I'm not saying it's not. I just think it's ridiculous to tell something like that, true or not.
Why?
And everyone's going to be, well, I think that these stars love to put these books out and have everybody talking about them when no one gave a shit about her.
Jim, you're an
for 30
author.
fucking years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Jim-
Miss, that's not. I don't agree with you because people telling their life story, this type of stuff happens to regular people. It happens to people,
yeah.
and it's interesting.
Yeah, that's why it's in books.
It's interesting, but it's just a salacious story that,
So what?
you know.
But
She's
it's
not
almost like,
buying it.
would you object, Miss, if it was a wonderful story about how great a guy her father was? No. So why should she
No, I
not
wouldn't.
tell if it's a hell story?
Well, that's true, and I'm not saying it's not true. I just think it's a ridiculous thing to put in a book to get your face on the news and make some money.
That's the only reason you write a book at all, though. What do you think people write books for, to not sell them?
Well, who the hell gives a shit about Mackenzie Phillips anyway?
Obviously, we do. We're all talking about her. We all know her.
Well,
hold
only
on.
because she fucked her dad.
Yeah,
You
that's
wouldn't
that's
care
where
otherwise.
Robin's making a sort of a good point. Like I'm sure when she decided to write this book, the book people said, well, what do you got to offer? And that she finally got to this point. Well, I could tell the story about me and my dad. You know what I mean?
And they're like, well,
True.
And now they're like, okay, now we got a book, and now we're all talking about it because it came out today. If her book came out and this wasn't in it, we wouldn't be talking about it.
we wouldn't even
But-
know she
but
had a book out.
That aside, Robin, I believe the story is absolutely true. Absolutely.
And it could be, but I just think it's stupid on her part. And she needed money.
I don't understand what your point is, Robin. I don't get what your point is.
People put things in their biographies that
Jesus.
include like horrible things or fantastic things, and that's why you read them. Not only for the publicity, that's kind of a side effect of it. If you put something salacious in a book and it's true, it's going to be the selling point. People are going to go, wow, here's some excerpt from the book. It doesn't necessarily mean you put it in there just to get the publicity.
Right, but that's the only thing in that book that's going to make people buy it.
How do you know that?
No, there's the
She's a-
drug stories. She was a
Fucking irrelevant.
She's a
not
she's
as
a big
relevant
star.
as I am.
Robin, she was a tremendous star on television. She was in a huge series. People have known about Mackenzie Phillips for many, many years, and she was fucking her dad, who was one of the mamas and the papas. You know what? People want to read that, me included.
She was in American Graffiti. She was
Right, and
getting
the rest of it
banged
you
by
can
Mick
line your-
Jagger while she was filming it, perhaps.
Well, you can line your birdcage with the rest of it then.
How do you know what the rest of it is going to be?
Oh, because no one fucking cares about her for the last 30 years. Is she on TV?
What
No,
book?
now she's
You're
on
making no sense.
I would only read that chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would start with that one and then go back to chapter one. What is it? What is it? Your problem with this? I don't understand Robin's point.
Well, I think the point is, I think she's off, but it's not far fetched that celebrities make up shit,
Points on her head.
or exaggerate shit to get publicity. I'm with her to that point, but this
Right.
story is absolutely true.
I
There's
believe
no
it.
doubt in my
Yeah,
mind.
I'd believe it.
Maybe she's exaggerating the details a little bit in the book. Who knows? But
And then
the story itself is absolutely true. This happened.
The rest of the book could be full of growing up with a drug abusive father and the mamas and the papas, and then being on one day at a time, and American Graffiti.
We all know the story. Who gives a shit?
All right. Thank you,
Well,
Robin.
Robin-
not a fan of Mackenzie.
There's something else going on with Robin. It's like your point is ridiculous. Who gives a shit? She was a fucking icon, fucking her dad.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point for a book. What Robin's acting like, you should write a book with no selling point.
Right. No selling point.
She's only saying that to make it interesting so you buy the book. Yeah.
All right.
How annoyed would you be if she left that out?
Yeah.
If she wrote a life story and she didn't put fucking her dad, Robin would call up and go, well, I would have bought the book if I knew she was fucking her dad. Why wouldn't she put that? Shut up, Robin. Jesus Christ, she bugged me.
What's wrong with Robin?
She's out of her mind. She had a hatred for Mackenzie Phillips. I didn't like
She
it.
certainly did.
Let's go to Josh in D.C. Josh.
Yeah, you need to add her to the radio station, The Manhole. That's what happens when you add someone with the name of Robin to your show.
Oh, didn't even realize.
Oh, my God, I want to choke that bitch.
She was a phone hole.
I kind of
Jesus Christ.
I kind of liked her because she was getting under Jimmy's skin.
Well,
I don't understand her point. Jimmy, you wrote two fabulous books, and you talked about hookers, and you talked about life on the road, and that's what made me want to buy your book, because of cool stories like that. If some chick wants to talk about fucking her dad, I'm buying the goddamn book.
But Josh, here's the problem. All the stories in Jimmy's book Made up.
All of them.
Just
That's
to get
right.
a little fame and a little
yeah,
money
yeah.
in his pocket.
All those hookers, I didn't have sex with them.
Nope.
Lies.
Jimmy, we all know that your stories are fake. We know you're just some rinky-dink stand-up comedian who doesn't travel anywhere. You stay in the New York
Rinky-dink.
And
area.
I'm a sweet boy.
Yeah.
Oh, my
You're-
God.
You're a nice guy. You played some games when you were kids, but really, you didn't
Just
really
played
write any
some
books.
games, you know.
Money.
I got a...
Monopoly, Shoots and Ladders, Monster Rain, just a few games as a child.
Exactly. So tell Robin if she's. You know what, Robin? If you're still listening, you suck. All right.
Robin calls our show all the time.
Does she?
Yes, she does.
Yeah, I've heard her before, but man, I'm about to throw my radio out the window.
All
I'm
right.
not kidding.
All right.
Ugh.
Thank you, Josh. Very good
You're
phone
welcome.
call. All right. Yeah.
I got an email. You want to talk about books from a girl.
Oh.
And she's like, I don't know if you remember me, but I used to do massages. And
Oh, a little.
apparently she was a girl that I had seen. And she read my book. And she said it was hilarious. She loved it. She's out of the business now. But she was a massage girl / prostitute. And she wrote about her exploits in it was like an article. And it turned out to be a 14-page email. It was fucking great. I called my literary agent. She can really write. I would love to see this girl
What
do a
did she
book.
talk about, though? Having sex with, like, clients?
She talked about, she broke it down.
Oh, who wants to hear about that? So what? She had sex with clients. She's a prostitute.
Everyone wants to hear. That's funny. Dude, it was so good because she broke tricks down into different categories of the type of guys you meet and how to handle each one. And she wrote me a very nice email. She's like, you were really nice to me, I remember. And
Oh, wow.
She remembered me because I told her, this is back when I lived on 43rd Street. And she's like, you were one of the really nice people to me. And I just loved her fucking writing. It was so interesting to read it from that point of view.
Wow, yeah.
Wait, you treat those people like human beings?
Well,
I spit on them and say, here's your money, dog.
I thought you were supposed to treat them like robots or something.
He doesn't stretch out their vaginas. See,
Yeah.
it's a small wee-wee joke.
Oh, I didn't get it. I thought it was a courtesy joke.
Let's go back to the Robin thing because people have some observations. Brandon in Houston. What's up, Brandon?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey, I got a theory about Robin. I think her dad was fucking her because this seems like a very sensitive subject to her.
Yeah, Robin, call back if you're not telling us
Something.
Yeah,
Any problem?
yeah, because she
Happy
had a lot
birthday,
of
Jimmy.
she had a lot of passion for that topic.
Yeah.
Let's go to John Phillips from the grave, Anthony. This
Wow.
is very special. Yes, John.
Yeah, man, this is John Phillips. I'm calling from the grave. I did not have sex with that woman.
Not
Bunch of
once.
guys. Bye.
No.
Not
Oh,
ever. I know.
All right, so we got that story that just broke, so that'll be everywhere today. Does the mainstream media cover that? That's a rough one. They don't do a lot of incest stories.
They won't get detailed, but they'll.
They might have a tough time with that one.
Gloss over it.
Mackenzie Phillips, ladies and gentlemen, slept with her father. John Phillips, right? What's his name, man? John Phillips?
Papa John Phillips.
Papa John Phillips.
He was one of the papas of the mamas and the papas.
Were there a lot of papas?
What was there? 2 papas and 2 mamas, I do believe.
There was one mama.
Mama Cass Elliott.
She was the mama.
The big fatty.
And then Michelle Phillips was the piece of ass.
She was a piece of ass.
Now, Michelle
Apparently-
Phillips was married to John Phillips?
Yes,
And
apparently.
John Phillips was having sex with his daughter? What's wrong with this guy?
No. See, what happened was
Yeah, walk me through
married.
this.
He was married to Mackenzie Phillips' mom.
Who's who?
I have no idea.
Not
But-
Michelle Phillips?
No.
And how the fuck they all have the same last name? I'm
Because
confused here.
Papa.
It took
Papa
Michelle
John.
Phillips last night. I think she became closer with Michelle and her real mom.
No, Aunt's got the...
Well, John Phillips
John Phillips.
is the name Phillips. So
Phillips, he's the papa.
So regardless of the mother, she's going to have the name Phillips.
Gotcha.
So then, the mother of Mackenzie Phillips and John Phillips break up. And no sexual hijinks were going on at that time. She was still young. But Michelle Phillips and John Phillips hooked up when she was 16 years old.
When who was 16? Michelle?
Michelle. And then they got married when she turned 18. And then when they became estranged, that's when John Phillips started going, hey, I think I could knock off a piece of this Mackenzie.
Jeez.
And they were all in drug-induced semi-consciousness.
Right.
And she says, she could barely remember anything with the first time. She was fading in and out of consciousness and just kind of looking and saying, oh, well, this is going on. Yeah.
This just came in from Kevin from Connecticut. Everyone loves Papa John, especially E-Rock.
Yeah, he loves the garlic butter song.
Wow, that Mama Cass was a pig.
He was pumping garlic butter saw into his daughter.
Can we look at pictures of Mama Cass for a minute?
Mama Cass.
She was disgusting.
But what a voice on her. My God.
Sang like a songbird, Aunt.
She really did. Is this one of her songs?
Looked like a hippo, but sang like a songbird.
Yeah,
You should
which
know
one
this
is this?
song, Anthony.
Oh, is it on my karaoke?
Oops.
No, this isn't go on.
Yes, it is.
We don't know this one, do we?
Anthony should definitely know this song.
Why?
Season 2 of Lost.
Oh, right, okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Turn off the music. Turn off the music.
Wherever we go, whatever we
They're
do,
dancing now down the hallway.
we're gonna go through it together.
Ooh, she put her arms over the
We may not go far,
There they go.
but sure as a star. Wherever we are, it's together. Together, wherever we go.
And they're around the corner. All right. For the people that are trying to figure that out, it's the morning mashup. And when they're in break, they all just walk around together, back and forth to the bathrooms, back and forth to the coffee area. They're always together, hence the Together songs from us. Thank you.
K-Fed is starring in Celebrity Fit Club this year.
Oh, really?
Did I tell you they offered me that?
You should have taken that.
Couldn't.
Not that you're fat or anything.
No, I thought it because of the I didn't want to be gone every Tuesday and Wednesday when Leno's schedule might need me to shoot. I wasn't going to interfere with that at all.
You would have pumped some excitement into that show, Jimmy.
Nah, but
But
the
how
money
much
was
could you
decent.
possibly lose? I mean, people go on there to lose like 100 pounds.
Yeah, I would have lost I would probably want to lose like 12 and
Yeah,
tighten
how
up.
is that going to work? They need people that are really they need Mama Casses.
They shoot 2 days a week.
And they'd be editing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. My manager wanted to scream at me, but the money was decent. And again, there's financial issues I'm dealing with, so I almost did it for the quick money.
What do you mean financial issues, Jimmy?
You can suck dick if you
Just trying to replace
money
kind of stolen. So I wanted to.
What do you mean stolen? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You all right today?
I'm good.
I'm looking right in your eyes. You're all right, right?
Oh, that was a nice one.
You're
I'm
okay?
good. Yes.
All
But
right,
that's what I almost did to make fucking money.
All right. Why did you just throw the pretzel down?
Heavy.
It's heavy.
Too many carbs.
Are you mad?
No.
A little bit?
No.
All right. Just checking.
Actually, Words of Love
What?
is one of her songs, and I think it showcases the wonderful voice of Fatso, Mama Cass Elliott. The song's faggy, but her voice was really good.
Great voice, but what a pig.
I think it resonated through that fat body.
When did she die, Aunt?
How did your fat singer die? I'm not sure.
She died inside at the age of
74. 74.
Thank you. Someone pays attention. I appreciate it. 74?
Yes, 74. It says 1974. Was that her weight at the time or the year she died?
Wait, you like this song? You can hear the fatness in this one.
Yeah, you can hear her fat. But she's got like really good range.
This Mamas and the Papas?
Yeah. Oh, look at Michelle Phillips' face in that. Like an angel.
Turn off the music.
What?
Wherever we go, whatever we do,
Walking back toward the
we're
studio.
gonna go through it together. We may not go far, but sure as a star. Wherever we are, it's together.
There they go. Now
Together, wherever.
All right, they're
now
gone.
they're just embarrassed by the whole thing.
Now they're just...
Shit.
I gotta say that's why we're so great. We hammer this into the ground. Like at first they're like, yeah, we're into this. Now they're like, oh fuck, we got to figure out another way around their studio.
You know why? It's a combination of the awful song and the fact that hallway is a quarter-mile long, and they have to walk down it listening to that horrid song.
Trying to be cool about it. Anyway, back to Mama Cass.
Well,
this
Mama Cass,
fucking pig of a
Elliot.
woman.
She was big and fat. Rumor, by the way, that she choked on a ham sandwich. That is a rumor that got started.
Well, she certainly didn't choke on a cock.
Well,
who the fuck would shove their meat whistle down that throat?
I think her aorta choked on some plaque.
All right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. She was in England, I believe, and she died.
Was she still in the band? With the band together?
No, I think she was soloing at that point. She was really in love with, I think, the other guy who isn't Papa John Phillips. What the fuck was
Just
his
say the
name?
guy who wasn't fucking his daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy that wasn't fucking his daughter. Yeah, and that haunted her for the entire time the band was together and afterwards, because she could never have him. And she watched him, banging people. And
let me go to Eric in Jersey. We're getting our mamas and papas info out for everybody. Eric.
It's not John Phillips. It's Ted Phillips.
Not everything has to be Ted.
Yeah.
I have a mouthful of bagel. Good timing.
Keith J. from Niagara Falls wants to know how many pig years did she live?
I don't know. Is there a difference?
How old was she when she died? 32. Get the fuck out of here.
30.
I'm looking at a woman well
young.
into her 40s.
No, it's that fat. Really did her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Da 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 da.
But back to what we were talking about, the people that were fucking their daughter, which was John Phillips.
Okay. Well, Mackenzie Phillips is all over the place promoting this book, and, if she didn't have this little tidbit of having sex with her father, she wouldn't be on Oprah. She wouldn't be half the places she's going these days.
Yeah.
But she, wow, what a bombshell. If you're going to write a book, what the fuck? You might as well throw a bombshell in there.
When American Graffiti came out, I was in love with Mackenzie Phillips.
Ugh.
I thought her character was very, cool.
Really?
Oh, yeah. At that age, it was like...
I don't remember.
It was
her
like,
part
oh,
well
wow,
enough.
She spent the whole movie in the car with, what's his name there? I can't remember his name. The race car guy. They don't have one picture of her from American Graffiti. She was like a tomboyish kind of a dykey thing. But, she was just kind of funny. So, yeah, your little boy movie crushes.
Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know much about the movie.
And now I know I probably could have knocked off a piece.
Absolutely, and you probably can still knock a piece out
Probably.
of it.
Watch your language, Buster. That's my daughter.
Oh, wait a minute.
Looks like
It's
someone
Ted
swallowed
Phillips.
their bagel.
Ted Phillips
Hi,
was eating,
Ted.
and he's back.
Yes, hi. I didn't like the name of the band. I wanted to call it the Parents.
Why the Parents? That's a horrible
Mamas and
name.
Papas was too hard to say. I was always on drugs.
What kind of drugs were you on there,
I
Ted
would
Phillips?
do everything. One time I ate 30 Flintstone chewables.
Wow.
And I fell.
That's not...
You fell.
Chase first with a cat box, Gregory. Mama Cass had to pull me out by my ankles.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know where to go with that one.
The guy asked me too soon. I was eating bagel. I had it open. I was going, oh, Mackenzie,
A little.
I was always very noisy when I did that, Gregory.
Could you sing one of your hits there?
Huh?
I know you don't have any mamas around, but maybe you could try a little song today, Ted.
Oh, maybe Travis can play one to remind Jim Norton of what the Mamas and the Papas actually sang.
We'll go with California Dreamin'. That was a big hit
Ted
for you, Ted.
Phillips would have known. Oh, yeah, this one.
You know this one.
Oh, I certainly do.
right.
This is one of my all-time favorites.
All right, we'll be quiet.
There are many leaves around me.
No.
The sky is a pink in color.
No, that's not how it goes.
Sure.
What?
A walk. You're walking. It's a
Yes, I
walk.
am walking. Why are you playing this music behind me?
On a winter's day.
Yes, a winter's day. I was a loser, but now I'm a winner, Anthony.
winter.
It's not winter. You're misinterpreting the lyrics. It's a winter's day. It's inspirational.
I think you're a fraud, Ted Phillips.
I certainly
You
am
don't
not,
even know your
Gregory.
big song. I think you're a fraud.
Yeah.
What about Monday, Monday? Do you know that one?
Why are you repeating yourself? You sound silly.
No, that's...
No, the
I
name
ran
of
for
the
office.
song.
I said, I want more weekends. Let's get rid of that Monday and have Friday.
No, this
All right,
is
sing
Monday,
along to your
Monday.
hit here.
Okay. I was an old Dodgers fan. Old Rick Monday.
Why would you have a whole song about Rick Monday?
Yes, that's a skip in the record, Gregory.
Monday morning?
Yes. Yes, on Sundays, that's my fun day.
No, that's another song.
No, it's not.
Yes,
This was called Manic Mondays.
No.
No.
Sing your song, will you? Come on.
La, 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 la.
Well, that isn't the word.
La, 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 la.
I'll help you, Ted.
Okie dokie.
I'm doing the female part.
That's lovely. You play the instrument so well. That moves me to tears. You have a very beautiful voice.
Toodly-doo, 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 doo-doo. Toodly-doo-doo-doo, toodly-doo-doo-doo, toodly-doo-doo, deedly-doo.
Monday.
Toodly-doodly.
Monday.
Toodly-doodly-doo.
We're supposed to be entertaining billions of people.
Toodly-doo, a toodly-doo, toodly-doodly-doo. A toodly-toodly-dee-doo, a toodly-doo, toodle-toodly-doo. A toodly-toodly-dee-doo, dee-doo-doodly-doo, a toodly-doo. Wait a minute. A toodly-doo, 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 doo, toodly, toodly-doo. Toodly, toodly doo, toodly doo, too. A toodly doo. A toodly. Toodly doo.
The best part is watching Anthony really muster up energy. He's
really-
belting them out.
He really gets
Belting
into
my
it.
toodlies.
He certainly loves the toodly-doo.
Mama's in the toodly doos.
So let's get to the audio. So Mackenzie Phillips is on Oprah, and she's telling Oprah a lot of shit. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
About having sex with her father.
She really ought to learn how to mind the P's and Q's.
Oh, Uncle
Damn
Ted.
tattletale.
Tattletale. No, even in a book years later, that's just plain tattling.
I told John, I says, I think Mackenzie's got a big mouth. She tells tall tales.
All tales, telling tales out of school.
Yeah, I remember that. Kaz called me crying. She goes, Paul, I think something's going on. She knew my wife and I were estranged.
Estranged.
Yeah, my wife had a fire.
What was your wife's name?
Ethel.
Of course.
She was burned over 94% of her body.
Oh, Christ.
I got an insurance settlement.
Oh, you got a settlement?
How much?
What's that?
How much?
$1,400 minus
Nice,
expenses.
huh?
1,400. Was she burned on her face? Was that part of the...
The only part that wasn't burned was her shins to her calves on her right leg.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but she was very proud of it. She would go out in ski masks and knickers to show off the unburned part.
Oh, ski mask and knickers. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It scared me.
Why?
I don't want to answer that.
We went on a cruise and she would just kept dangling her unburned shin.
Everything was covered in gauze with bacitracin on it, except for her shin where she tanned.
And she painted her 3 surviving toenails.
She's a mess there, Paul.
Yeah, she was.
Uncle Paul.
Yeah, Ethel was injured.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So a couple highlights from the big interview with Oprah, Mackenzie Phillips.
And I can't explain this away. It happened, and I mean, it's all in there. How did it finally stop? I became pregnant. And I was in a relationship with my son's father as well. He knew nothing. He is one of the dearest men and one of the best parents to our son. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. And
was always there for you? When
always. I would have left me.
Yeah.
You know, thank you for laughing. Yes. We need to laugh. Breaks the tension. And he's a terrific father, and Shane's a terrific son. But I came up pregnant, and I did not know who the father was.
Oh, boy.
Jesus Christ.
Well, if only Maury was around then. He could have had her on, DNA test. And Papa John, you are the father. And then she runs back crying.
Throw this mess in a dumpster. What use does she have for society?
She has had a very tough life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how about when it was all going down, she talks about it?
Well,
father's dead. I mean, it's hard. Now you're telling that story to make a lot of fucking money.
Well, maybe she wasn't ready to
Oh,
tell
really?
it. Back then, it was still too close. And now years after his demise, celebrating my third wife's demise, big old Chinaman pulled my arm over. And now she feels she's got time.
So you have sympathy for this one?
No.
Oh, good.
Implications, the reality of that.
Yeah.
I had an abortion. And I never let him touch me again.
Oh, well.
You never let your father touch you?
Never.
Because you didn't know if the father was your father.
That's correct.
What?
I didn't know.
Did you tell your father I became pregnant and
He paid for the abortion.
But did you tell him that this might be your child?
Well,
All
he
right.
did. He knew it might be his child.
Paid for the abortion? All right, how about half and a ride down to the clinic? Hey, I'm trying to do business over here.
Jesus. Nothing says...
The Dream Police, da-da-da-da-da.
Nothing says happy Father's Day than an abortion.
What boo police?
Look, we'll get one of those abortions. Mackenzie Phillips got one once.
I think that interview would have been a little different on Larry King. Is she going on Larry King? She'll end up on Larry King, right? Oh, that's going to be one for the ages.
Papa John, clipped or unclipped? Mackenzie, comment.
Right.
Did he put it in your freckle, as they say in Australia?
Wow. All right, where does she go with this? Where does the I had sex with my father tour stop next?
I don't know. She's going to do all the
I mean, if
talk
she's
shows.
done Oprah, where do you go from there?
Hey, you
Maybe
go
with
everywhere.
Larry King. It ends with Larry King, right?
How about it ends with the Opie and Anthony program, where she comes in here and we talk a little bit about it.
That would be all right.
We play the...
Is that going to happen?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not? We're good interviewers.
I wonder if she ever told Valerie Bertinelli in confidence. Like, they'd be talking, and she'd go, oh, Eddie Van Halen, you should see how he fucks. Oh, my God. We did this, that. And then she's like, oh, my dad. Let me tell you.
You should see the cock on him.
Zoinks.
I wonder what Ann Romano would have said.
Ann Romano would have gone to Schneider for some guidance.
Oh, Pat Harrington?
Pat Harrington would have gone, I don't know, then, Miss Romano, with his fucking cigarettes rolled up, and just said, it sounds okay to me. Can I fuck her too? He was always trying to, wasn't he always trying to get Miss Romano, Ann Romano?
I don't
think he was
remember.
in love with her, but...
Do we have any Schneider audio? It's always good stuff.
You knew there was,
That's just...
problem.
It's just gold.
Schneider.
Hold on, guys. We got Larry King checking
God,
in.
was he a huge character back then?
He sure
He was everything.
Just a huge sitcom character. Like the Fonz.
Let's go to Larry King.
Larry.
Yes, boys.
Yes.
Hi, Larry.
Morning.
Morning.
Mackenzie, how important is the coat hanger?
Oh, Jiminy
Larry.
Crickets. You absolutely... Do you
Larry.
think they used a coat hanger? No.
What did they use? They just went to the...
I would guess a doctor.
You think?
Used the
Trampoline.
that little trampoline. Oh. Oh, is that Pat Harrington now? Oh, God, that time. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Tick-tock.
Oh, he's got the dead eyes.
He does.
Nothing worse than old people with the dead eyes. Like
And he's
their
got
eyes,
the denture mouth.
Their eyes die before their bodies.
Denture mouth.
Do people with dentures talk?
Yeah, they're talking over their dentures so they don't fall out of their head. It's like, well, this has been a very interesting experience for me. Like, all right, we understand. Your fucking teeth will fly out of your face if you actually pronounce an S.
Do you say good morning
Or
to the river?
T.
Do you say good morning to the river every morning?
I say good morning to the river every morning, and I say good evening every night. And I've made some marvelous, fantastical friends here.
Up, jump in the river.
Has Spock talking at the end of Star Trek?
Oh, God damn. I've come back here to make sure certain things aren't happening. It's like, what year is this? You can't figure out how to grow new fucking teeth? There's Leonard Nimoy talking over his dentures. His giant dentures.
They can transport themselves everywhere, but they can't figure out the teeth thing.
Captain, it is your own best destiny. Remember, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few of the one.
What? What, Spock? What are you saying?
Are you saying it took you out of the movie a little bit?
It took me out of the movie a bit when it's like you can't fucking grow new teeth in the future.
Yeah, you're a Vulcan and you don't have effort.
Yeah.
You never want to think of Spock not trying to knock that little plastic thing off the fucking nightstand. I didn't know what was wrong with his voice. I did not know what was wrong with his
That
voice.
is so talking over your dentures. People have such a problem with talking over their dentures. They're constantly using the upper lip to try to hold them in.
They are, right?
So they can't quite talk properly. The S's is very difficult.
Do we have any audio of Spock from that? Can we hear a little bit of that?
Travis has some Schneider audio,
Yeah,
which I'm sure is a laugh riot. He was always, the cut up.
He was crazy.
Yeah.
Mr. Mano, you have been divorced 1 year. I have been divorced 10. 10 years of nobody opening a window when you wanted it closed. 10 years of not waiting to get into the bathroom. 10 years of getting into the shower without being slapped in the face by a wet bra.
How long were you married?
3 weeks.
Oh, gosh. Ugh. That was a #1 show?
You gotta think it was.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Looks like he ate a fence.
It really does. Yes.
Isn't that easy?
I am not Spock. I have many other talents. I sound like Tom Brokaw now.
Why do they always have to be big teeth?
I don't know.
You just file them down. How hard could that be?
I don't know.
Little chiclets and just pop them in there.
What the fuck?
Like
Those are
Patty.
Giant fucking choppers.
Big, giant fucking dentures.
You don't want to bring attention to your fake teeth to begin with, so why wouldn't they just be, kind of small?
Maybe he wants to be able to eat small green apples out of people's hands.
Scanning the planet, Captain. Scanning. Oh, look at him there. Look at his teeth.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God, what happened?
Did we have him on the show? I don't remember.
Yeah, on the phone.
On the phone? All right.
What's his saying there?
Live long and prosper.
How's he say it?
Live long and prosper. Live long and polydent. Oh, look at those things.
They're fucking huge.
Wow. There's no way that fucking actually, those are his teeth.
What happened?
What's up? High on Arrival.
What's that?
Oh, is that her?
That's my
her
jerk-off
book?
fodder for the weekend. Mackenzie Phillips book.
That's Mackenzie's
Oh,
book.
fuck, you got it?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can have it if you want.
Pictures?
Is she coming in?
There's pictures on the cover. I mean, inside. New book. You like new book smell,
Who
don't you?
doesn't?
It's really good.
She's coming in?
Sorry, Jim.
Oh, it's my mic. Whoa.
Yeah, okay. Working on it. She's deciding whether or not she wants to do the show. I'm in touch with her publicist.
She had sex with her
Of course she
father.
does,
What
yeah.
does she need to decide?
Yeah, I think she's
All of a sudden she's got some kind of morals? What the fuck's wrong with
There's
this
judgment.
broad?
There's a judgment call she's got to make.
She's got to make a
Just-
judgment call, and she's wandering around talking about how she had sex with her father and abortion from her father, and she's not sure if she could do this scourge of a fucking radio show.
We should probably do this off the air.
Yeah, perhaps.
We should see what her she might be deciding if she can do it. Maybe she's not here.
I think she just decided if she heard this break.
You know how insulting that is to us?
let's see what it
She is doing a lot of press. I think she's doing Larry King on Friday because there's CNN on her schedule, so I'm going to find out.
We're worse than consensual incest.
No shit. Thank you for getting it. What the fuck?
She looks sexy in this
Thinking it
picture
over.
with her dad with
Let
her
me
leg
see.
up.
With her dad with a leg
Oh,
up.
I was looking at that one in the paper today. Yeah, let me see that one. Let me see that. Yeah, that's fucking. She's latched onto him like.
She was never hot. Come on.
No,
She's
she
sexy,
had,
though.
she had some weird kind of thing going on early on before the drugs really fucked her up.
How
There was
big-
something. I
Why are you
can't say it.
sniffing the pictures, Jimmy?
I love the smell of a new book. Every boy does.
Okay.
Every boy.
Gregorio, I love this.
I just
It's
needed
like
to know.
it's like smelling dittos when they used to come off of the mimeograph machine. Mimeograph.
Ant,
Yeah.
chill.
Sorry. Forgot. you
Half
know.
the audience has no fucking idea what you just said.
Well, with the old
We gotta-
printing press.
we gotta
I remember
make
when the
believe-
old printing press was.
We got to make believe we didn't live in that time.
Ching, 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 and then you go. But it was like cocaine because fucking cane because it would only last for such a short period of time, and then you try to get another hit off of it. But once those hit the air, like when they were stacked up,
Right. Wait, you actually got a little buzz off that? I just like
no,
the
no,
smell.
not a buzz. The smell itself.
Oh, okay.
The smell itself was pleasurable. So if you want to call that a buzz, I mean, it was kind of nice. You'd get that. That's good. But then it would just go away.
Right.
And you'd sit there sniffing and you're like, it's gone.
Right.
Smell's gone. I need new dittos.
Stephen S. makes a very good point.
No, he doesn't ever.
He's talking as Mackenzie Phillips.
Oh.
It's official. She's not doing the show. She just said, I'll fuck my daddy, but I won't appear on Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
That's great.
What happened?
That's so fucking great.
What happened?
She's deciding if the show's right for her, I guess. Oy. Let's say hi to John in Georgia. John.
Hey, Anthony, if you have Mackenzie Phillips in, please only do the interview in the Damone voice.
Hey, Mackenzie, isn't this great? We'll get one of those abortions.
Oh, my God.
Hey, I need the money now.
That would
when you needed those tickets, I got them right to you. You were so close to the band, you nearly scared them.
Let's say hi to Kevin in Connecticut. Kevin.
Morning, guys.
Morning, Kevin.
You guys realize that if Mackenzie had that baby with her father, she would have gave birth to her own brother.
How hot is that?
What?
Freaky.
That's like
sick.
some ancient fucking, like, kingdom shit. That's royalty shit, where they would just do stuff like that.
Just to keep the bloodline
going.
going. Strong
and then
bloodline.
Before you know it, you got like fucking 3-headed babies with 5 eyes and... Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know how to put the crown on its head anymore.
No. Which head should we
That's
crown?
what I'm saying.
The big carnation. You're like, which head do we put the crown on? And the thing is just sitting there going, dar, dar. Discussion about Mackenzie Phillips, which, wow.
Is Red Eye doing
What
anything on that?
What a revelation.
What's your angle on that whole thing?
My whole angle is awesome, and more awesome.
Now we're learning she had an abortion, and it could have been the father.
The best.
the pregnancy.
I just love the fact that she was cheating on Dad. That was the problem. She didn't know whether or not that the four-headed baby was his. And it is another relation.
My angle is, who are we to judge?
Hey, different strokes.
Right? It's true.
That was Arnold and Willis were fucking.
Get it? This isn't Russia.
Well, the best was she was talking about how they were laying in bed post-coital, of course, and he was talking about how they should move to another country where a relationship where they could get married would be accepted, like Fiji. He suggested. And she said, when it got romantic, that's when I realized something was wrong. At that point, when he started lighting scented candles and stuff, she realized this isn't right.
The fucking thing is fine, but a Hallmark card.
But she wasn't. Well, the thing is, she wasn't looking for a relationship.
When he was wiping her shit off his dick on the curtains, she had no problem with it. But as soon as he went to hold hands, she was like, what are you, fucking queer?
Dad, I know you're getting a little caught up in me and stuff, but I'd like to try out a few uncles.
Exactly. What did you do today? We're not making this personal.
But it was supposed to be in such a drug-induced fog, especially the first time, that they just didn't know. Or at least she didn't know that was going on. She kind of regained consciousness.
I'm pretty sure he knew what was going on.
He probably knew what was going on.
He's the one that shot her up in the first place.
Well, here's the thing. I know drug-induced fogs, and not once have I woken up in the loving arms of my father. I can't say that in 100% clarity, but I'm going to go out.
You know something? You seem like you really wanted to. It'd have been so nice.
Well, here's the thing. I knew my dad was going to make it romantic. I knew ahead of time that he'd be asking.
See, I had something like that, but it was nothing weird. I just woke up and we apparently just fallen asleep together. And I was, that dozed off on top of me. I don't know what happened.
Just spooning does not count.
I know. I'm like, he must be tuckered out. He still thinks he's on a pogo stick.
There's never a guy that wakes up after regardless if it's a dorm party or some shit like that, and just goes, I don't know, did I fuck her last night? It's like, you always know. The girls wake up and go, I don't know. They're feeling themselves. They don't know if fucking something happened. But a guy will always know that he fucked.
Every single time.
Even if you're blackout, the smirk is still there. You just feel around for the smirk. You're like, all right.
If a girl knows she's fucked if she sneezes in someone's classroom, flies out on the bed.
But that's true.
At least one.
You could piss on your friend's face and forget that when you wake up.
Yeah.
But you'll remember if you had sex.
You'll remember fucking.
They forget.
You'll absolutely
So
remember that.
she's promoting this book, and we learned today that she's not sure if she wants to come on the Opie and Anthony show. How pathetic is that?
That makes us feel a little weird.
She
that she's
fucked her father.
Yeah. With
An abortion because of her father, but she's not sure if this show's right for her.
Those guys are tasteless.
Put them together? I don't know.
Unbelievable. That was really insulting today.
Yeah,
What do you mean she's not sure?
Dad's penis in my vagina is one thing, but Opie and Anthony talking to them.
A church?
Oh, didn't they do the church? Yeah, daddy fucker.
Yes. Get your slutty ass in here. What's wrong with you?
How great would that be? How fucking fast would we ruin the interview if she walked in and we're like, hey, thanks for coming, whore. We really appreciate it.
You think she'd
She'd about face and leave.
Laugh at first and then realize,
no.
Oh my God, what did they just say?
No, our publicist would. Her ass wouldn't hit the seat. She'd turn around and march right
Really?
away.
Unless her father was sitting in it nude. Apparently.
Although, in fairness, though, what's left to talk about? I mean, you know the good stuff, and she's just going to come in and talk about the green room at one day at a time. She's put it all on the table.
This is great. I
don't need to buy the book.
I just opened to a random page, and the first sentence I saw was, the abortion marked the end of the incest.
For real? For real.
Page 191.
That's a great bumper sticker.
Usually does.
And doesn't it always? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Andrew, could you dog ear that for me?
This is why, by the way, I'm against abortion.
Yes.
I want to see what that
Should
baby
be.
looked like, yeah.
Wow, yeah, that would have been a good one.
He looked like a mama and a papa.
He had a big hole in his back.
Oh, shit.
How dare you? That was a really insensitive seg.
I didn't forget.
Yeah, I know you did it.
Yeah.
You
All
saw
I've
that
heard
over
about
there.
is this. I saw a picture of
We
it.
got a picture in front of us of Bill Schultz's back, I guess.
It's really rude.
Andy was.
And it looks like a gunshot wound.
Yeah, Andy was.
Not that I've seen a lot of these, but.
Before you're dreaming.
What else? Give me a little mamas and the papas there, Travis. There you go.
See? All the leaves are brown. Sky is gray.
And the sky is gray.
That chick in there, not Mama Cass Elliott. Who's the other one?
Oh, Michelle
Phillips.
Phillips, right.
In the old days, like the album cover days.
She was hot.
Yeah, she was
really
like
hot.
Hot, hippie chick looking, fucking.
But then again, standing next to the big mama there, Mama Cass.
Mama Cass Elliott.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, yeah, look at that.
She was hot.
You know, she just had a
fucking
big, hairy, out-of-control
chick.
bush.
Oh, that muff must have
just
been
smoking
giant.
pot and giving up her vag
Oh,
for all the hippies.
of course.
Oh, yeah.
Where's a color picture of her? Anything?
Then she got kind of like icy cold looking as she got older. You notice that?
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like the little hippie look.
Oh, yeah. She had a beret because she was fighting some evil man.
Man.
Well, this story just hit the wire. This one's a fresh one. Did you read this yet, Jimmy?
If it's the one that starts Mac, you bet I did, and I love it.
It's fresh and it's fresh.
And it's hot.
Now,
oh my goodness.
This Mackenzie Phillips.
Yeah.
Now, the older audience that we have, they absolutely know who Mackenzie Phillips is.
Yeah.
The younger folks, maybe not so much. But she was on a little show called One Day at a Time.
Yeah.
As the ugly sister.
The ugly sister.
She was ugly. She was always ugly. She'll always be ugly. She is an ugly broad.
As opposed to, oh, there it is. Oh, look, Schneider. He's got his cigarettes rolled up in his sleeve.
Yeah, and his propofol in a hanky, apparently.
So Mackenzie Phillips was in One Day at a Time, and her father's one of the mamas and the papas. I guess he would be a papa.
He would be a papa. Papa John Phillips.
Papa John Phillips, if you might recall.
Yes.
What's some of those songs by the mamas and the papas?
Monday.
What was the big one? I can't remember. Oh, California Dreamin'.
She was in some kind of an underground movement, man.
You know, she just grew in her armpit hair. It didn't matter, though.
Big fat Mama Cass Elliott.
Anyway, you know the players. So you got Mackenzie Phillips, the daughter of John Phillips from the Mamas and the Papas, and, of course, Mackenzie Phillips from One Day at a Time. Well, here we go. Mackenzie Phillips is quoted saying this: "I slept with my own father."
Oh, my goodness.
Dinner!
Wow.
Yeah, we need some stingers for this story.
Yeah, where the hell is my stinger?
I slept with my father, Mackenzie Phillips is saying. Don't hate my father, Mackenzie Phillips tells People magazine. But in a tell-all book out Wednesday, the former childhood actress reveals that her dad, musician John Phillips of the 60s band The Mamas and the Papas, engaged with her in a long-term incestuous relationship.
Long-term?
What the fuck?
Wow.
Phillips, 49, who has survived drug addiction, arrest, and divorce, writes in the book High on Arrival that she was already a star playing a boy-crazy teen on the TV sitcom One Day at a Time when her father had sex with her on the night before she was to marry.
Wow.
What the?
Gotta love Pop Style.
Pop Style sucks.
No, it's great. It's like, well, you see if you want to give this up.
You leave the daughter alone the day before she's getting married.
What is he, one of those ancient lords that had to come by and fucking bang the chick?
Oh, the Mamas and the Caligulas.
God damn.
Wow. On the eve of my wedding, my father showed up, determined to stop it, writes Phillips, who was 19 and a heavy drug user at the time. I had tons of pills, and Dad had tons of everything, too. Eventually, I passed out on Dad's bed.
Oh.
Should I read more?
Please, go on.
This might get a little naughty. My father was not a man with boundaries. He was full of love, and he was sick with drugs. I woke up that night from a blackout to find myself having sex with my own father. Once again, I woke up that night from a blackout to find myself having sex with my own father.
I know. Did he break our hymen? I hope he didn't break our hymen. It'd be terrible. I know.
Right in the dirty spot.
I know, not in the freckle. I hope he didn't bang her in her freckle. Stick to the vagina. Keep it all legal. Stick to the vagina as long as you don't break the hymen.
What the fuck?
Damn, yo.
I guess it explains the drug abuse, huh?
A little bit.
So, yeah, he was a father with no boundaries. Had this happened before? I didn't know. All I could say is it was the first time I was aware of it. Ugh. For a moment, I was in my body in that horrible truth, and then I slid back into a blackout. Phillips' life began to spiral out of control. In 1980, she was fired from One Day at a Time because of her constant drug use. That same year, she went to rehab with her father. Oh, my God.
That's good.
Went to rehab with the problem in her life.
Must have been nice meetings.
She was probably, like, at the meetings, like, screaming, but my daddy's... It's the drugs. You'll come down from this. That's just hallucinations.
Yeah.
And then she has to go back to her room, and the lights go off, and there comes Papa.
Oh, Papa John Phillips.
But he was older. It's weird. Like, she was
19
when he started having it. It's not like she was a little girl. It's like that's what's weird is that he just started banging his teenage daughter.
Yeah. Well, I guess she's hinting that this might have happened before, the day before her wedding, but she's not sure. This was the first time she was aware, but I think she's hinting that she's got to think that it happened more than one time.